The largest air-to-air enemy engagement in over 50 years happened this past spring. And it wasn't until recently we found out some of the details that transpired on the evening of April 13th and into the morning of April 14th. The United States Air Force formally recognized over 30 airmen for their participation in the events of that evening. Decorations range from the Silver Star, which is awarded for gallantry in battle, all the way down to the Air and Space Achievement Medal for those who helped support the mission. Now, on the night of April 13th and into the morning of April 14th, Iran launched a massive wave of drones, ballistic missiles, and cruise missiles at key Israeli targets. This was all in response to Israel's attack on the Iranian embassy in Damascus, Syria, about 2 weeks prior on April 1st, where 2 Iranian generals, members of the Iranian Revolutionary Republican Guard, were targeted and killed. Iran's strategy was rather simple. They wanted to overwhelm Israeli air defenses. These are systems like David Sling and Iron Dome, and they did so with this massive one-way attack, which included over 150 drones, 100 ballistic missiles, and over 30 cruise missiles. Key to the defense of Israel was the 494th Fighter Squadron. On that night and into that morning, members of the 494th were key in generating aircraft, the F-15E Strike Eagle, to go out there and support and defend Israel alongside other nations. And they did this all against the backdrop of active base defenses that were shooting down enemy missiles and enemy drones that were flying overhead. Key to Iran's attack and their proxy's attack on Israel was the Shahed 136 and Shahed 238 drone. So the Shahed 136 is often called a kamikaze drone. It's a small delta wing aircraft that has a range of about 2,500 kilometers or 1,550 miles. It carries a 50 kilogram warhead or 110 pounds. It's slow, moving about 185 kilometers per hour or 115 miles per hour. It's cheap and it's designed to be deployed in swarms. These drones were launched en masse against Israel's air defenses on the first wave, hoping to overwhelm the Iron Dome's interceptors. The second wave introduced more advanced Shahed 238 drones. These are jet-powered, loitering munition. It's faster. It's capable of reaching speeds of upwards of 500 kilometers per hour or 310 miles per hour. With a range of 3,000 kilometers or 1,800 miles, it's an advanced drone that's designed to penetrate deeper into defended airspace and target critical infrastructure. Together with the Shahed 136 and the Shahed 238, this is a new kind of threat. It's a low-cost, high-impact swarm strategy that tests even the most advanced air defense systems. Now, alongside Israel's air defenses, as well as other allied nations, the 494th generated 14 F-15E Strike Eagles, 6 of which were alert aircraft to launch and help defend the Israeli skies against this massive swarm attack. In order to do this, the F-15E Strike Eagle has a wide suite of tools available to it. Now, the Strike Eagle, often referred to as the Mud Hen, as a dual crew aircraft, it is complemented by a pilot and a weapons systems officer, or better known as a WISO, that work together as a team to employ the F-15E Strike Eagle, which is capable of air-to-air and air-to-ground missions. The Strike Eagle was born out of the 1980s as a build-on and follow-on to the F-15C, which is an air superiority fighter. It was designed to deliver precision strikes deep into enemy territory while maintaining air dominance. It can carry up to 23,000 pounds of ordnance, including a wide range of precision-guided munitions, air-to-air missiles like the AIM-120 AMRAAM, advanced bombs like the GBU-31, GBU-38, 54, GBU-39, etc. And when it gets down to it, the Strike Eagle still incorporates the M61 Vulcan 20mm Gatling gun that fires up to 6,000 rounds per minute, with devastating effectiveness as it was demonstrated on April 13th. When one crew is able to gauge hostile drones, at the heart of the F-15E is the advanced capabilities of the APG-82. It's an active electronically scanned array radar. This is a cutting-edge system that provides the Strike Eagle with unparalleled situational awareness when coupled with a targeting pod, both of which were crucial on the night of April 13th. The APG-82 can track and engage multiple targets simultaneously thanks to its electronically scanned beam, unlike a traditionally mechanically scanned and steered radar. The AESA radar is faster, more reliable, more resistant to jamming, making ideal for complex environments. It's able to detect small, fast-moving objects such as drones, which is particularly significant in this engagement. UAVs present unique challenges due to their low radar cross-section, their agility, and even their slow-moving speeds. Coupled with a contested and very busy, cluttered environment, it can make picking out these targets very challenging. Lieutenant Colonel Timothy Causey of the 494th Fighter Squadron said his team's success was their ability to remain focused and carry out what they've been trained to do. We fell into an execution rhythm of call, shoot, and confirm the target was destroyed before we moved on to the next task. We had to accomplish to keep everyone safe. During an award ceremony on November 12th, details started to emerge about what the members of the 494th Fighter Squadron actually did on April 13th and 14th. The highest award was presented to F-15E Instructor Pilot Major Benjamin Coffey and F-15 Instructor Weapons System Officer Captain Lacey Hester. During the fight, Coffey and Hester depleted all their air-to-air missiles and rockets, and instead of returning to base, they engaged targets with the F-15's 20mm Gatling gun, shooting down several one-way attack drones at extremely low altitude. Now, to me, this is super impressive. Shooting down a relatively slow-moving drone at low altitudes, incredibly complex and incredibly challenging to do. So while this might be casually mentioned, I throw out a tremendous amount of respect for the ability to target and shoot down at low altitude at night with the old chainsaw. Coffey and Hester also overcame a serious malfunction of one of their missiles. While engaging one of the drones, they attempted to launch an air-to-air missile, but the missile failed to detach from the wing, resulting in a hung missile, adding a whole nother layer of complexity to this because now you have a missile which might or might not shoot, driving a whole set of new procedures, getting back to base, dealing with emergencies in an emergency environment. So, complex night for these two. As they approached the base to land, the base came under attack, going into a lockdown or an alarm red status, meaning that they had drones and all sorts of stuff falling around the base and or being a target of the attack themselves. Despite being told to stay in bunkers, crews from the Fighter Generation Squadron, the maintenance personnel, ignored that, went out to recover the aircraft. They remained exposed, refueling the jets, rearming the jets to get them back up and into the fight. Hester later said that although the intelligence provided numbers of how many drones they might expect to see, it was still surprising to see them all. Again, imagine the radar picture of a very cluttered and chaotic environment. Major Clayton Wicks, the operations supervisor, and Master Sergeant Timothy Adams, the lead production superintendent on the maintenance side, were both awarded Bronze Stars for their actions that evening to ensure combat-capable aircraft were in the fight and ensured the airfield remained open and viable for operations. Ultimately, the 494th took down 70 drones and 3 ballistic missiles, which is a huge contribution to the overall 99% success rate of taking down all these drones, ballistic missiles, cruise missiles that were directed at Israel. In the end, out of the 494th Expeditionary Fighter Squadron and Expeditionary Fighter Generation Squadron, 6 distinguished flying crosses with Valor, 4 distinguished flying crosses with a combat device, 4 distinguished flying crosses, 2 Bronze Stars, 7 Air and Space Commendation medals, and 7 Air and Space Achievement medals, alongside 2 Silver Stars, were awarded that night. Warfare is changing, and the air-to-air arena is no different. Prime example, and the things that the 494th had to deal with that evening are pretty incredible.